At ease, it's your boy Soul Immortal, and I'd like to thank y'all for joining episode 4 of God Talk. I know it's later than I normally get on, so I won't be keeping y'all long tonight. But I feel like there is something we really need to talk about. All right, now there's a thin line between complaining about women and informing the masses about women, right? And I can easily say that many moons ago, I was one of the brothers that complained about women. And when I look back at it, it was mainly due to me not understanding women, right? Now what I understood in time is that was very unbecoming of me being a man, right? Like that when I say unbecoming, this is something I kind of talked about on the last video briefly. But when I say it was unbecoming of a man, what I said to myself is, how can I call myself a man, right? In other words, how can I say that I'm in charge of this whole ordeal? Like I'm in charge of this planet, Yet I'm complaining about something or someone on it, right? And then I said I compared it to me being a father. I said, I have a child. I have a son that's 13 years old. I said, what would I look like to get online and say, what, children are just a mess. Don't have any more children. The world is over. What would I look like as a man? Those on the outside would say, what, he's just not becoming of a man. You know what I'm saying? So once I grabbed my gonads and self-analyzed, myself, I realized that all the problems I was having with women was due to me not just being in position like I should have been, right? Once I leveled up, and I'm not talking about financially or gaining material things. Once I leveled up and just found my masculinity, once I started roaming this world as a god, I'm telling you, 100% of those problems just fell away, right? So tonight, brothers, I want to talk to you about, the reason you're seeing, the same women, the same problematic women that 99% of brothers are seeing is because you're moving like 99% of the men. Let's talk about it.
First of all, the greatest thing on the planet is the knowledge of self and basically the knowledge of the universe. For the mere fact that you are even interested in this or remotely interested in this at this particular time when shit is going on crazy out here, it means that you are the special evolved beings. Stop thinking like a human. You got to start thinking as a God. G-O-D, generator, operator, and destroyer. Is it not written in your law that ye are God? John chapter 10, verse 34, 35. But what is the whole of is that the actual gods do not realize they're God.
Now, to mitigate these problems, guys, to rid ourselves of all the problems, the first thing we have to do as men is this. And let me give a shout out to these brothers before I dive in. Much love to brother Orbit Health Fitness. Appreciate it. Much respect. Appreciate it, brother. Appreciate the super chat. Brother Warren. Appreciate that super chat. Appreciate that, brothers. Be sure to give a like on the way in. Be sure to give a like on the way in for the algorithm. But the first thing we have to do is men to fix this whole issue, to move like gods, right? It's the first understand that it's not a must that we have a woman in our lives, right? And let me elaborate on that. See, when I think back to when I was young, and all the brothers like me that were young, I remember all my uncles and I remember all the old schoolers were always saying, hey, where's your girlfriend at? What's your girlfriend name? What you getting your girl Valentine? And as a young child, as a young man, just by default, I was like, well, man, like apparently I'm supposed to have this woman in my life. So what happened is that there was a seed planted that, hey, you know what? I must have this woman. And it was widespread. You know what I'm saying? So as men grew up, we just automatically assumed that we had to have a woman. And this was the main reason. This is the main reason that caused us moving wrong from the jump. You know, you coming up 16, 18, 19, 21, 23, and you like, you know what, if I don't have a woman, then I must be moving wrong, right? But what I'm saying is, as men, especially as young men as whole, we have to understand that we don't have to have a woman in our life. Like we have to be complete as a man. You know, a man has to be able to navigate through his world on his own. If he's not navigating on his own, he's not even fit to be trying to look for a woman. You know what I'm saying? And we talk about that all the time. But we have to get to the point. I talk to a lot of men, a lot of young men that are around the ages of 21 to 25-ish. And they're in a situation where they're saying, hey, you know what? Me and my girl have been talking, and now I'm getting ready to make this power move. I'm getting ready to join the military. I'm getting ready to move to a different city to start a new job. I'm getting ready to do this. But me and my girl, you know, we've been together for a year or so, and you know what I'm saying? And they're like, what should I do? This is common. And the reason this is common is because somewhere, somehow, we're just consistently pumping, hey, you got to have a woman in your life. And then you put a man at odds. He's like, you know, am I supposed to move toward my purpose? Am I supposed to be married, having kids? So guys, we have to come to the conclusion, and we have to come to the understanding, rather, that we don't have to have women in our lives, especially off the bat, right? And then we got to get to the meat and potatoes of things. We got to understand how to better start choosing women. What's up, brother Malachi? I ain't seen in a while, brother. Good to see you in here, man. We got to understand how to start choosing women. See, the first thing we have to understand when it comes to how we choose women, we first have to understand a woman's purpose. That's where the whole thing gets mixed up. The whole thing gets mixed up. I'm gonna go to the Bible. I don't go to the Bible often, guys, but check this out. It says, it is not good that a man should be alone. I will make a helper fit for him. See, let's think about that. It says, I will make a helper fit for him, right? Now let's go back. Let's go back. Let's go back before, you know, technology was a thing. Let's go back before, you know, the Industrial Revolution. Let's go way back. Let's go back to a time when a man was raised. You know, he was raised to master his craft and make a living off of it. See, you know, you have to understand this term entrepreneur. This is new. This is how life was back in the days. Everyone was an entrepreneur. You were raised, you learned a certain craft, and that's what you did to provide for your family. This whole entrepreneur thing we're talking about now, this is old school. What we're doing is going back to the roots, right? But let's think about the man who's growing up, right? Let's say the man that's let's say he's a farmer, right? And he's looking for a helpmate, right? Think about the type of woman this man is going to bring in his life. He's going to say, you know what, I'm a farmer, you know, I'm tilling the land. He's going to be looking for a woman that's, you know, for one, good with kids. She's going to raise his kids. But what she's also going to be doing, she needs to be, it would be valuable to him, rather, if she's good in soil conditions, if she has a little knowledge about herbs, right? Now this woman is a helpmate. This woman is doing something that's going towards his mission. You know what I'm saying? You know, picture the carpenter. You know, think about what his wife would look like, his helpmate. If he's out on it all day and he's on the grind, he's doing his work, he's nailing, he's laying down sheepskin or whatever he's doing back in the days. Think about his helpmate. He's going to have a woman that's at home, right? You know, taking care of the kids, of course. But on the other hand, she also needs to be valuable at monitoring his equipment, monitoring his expenses. Is the nail being full? Are the sheepskins in place, right? Do you think he would choose that woman? Or do you think he would choose the woman that's good at the busset challenge to be his teammate, to be his helpmate? Y'all see where I'm going with this? Appreciate that, brother Amir Perry. I appreciate the super chat, brother. I always appreciate your insight, brother. Thanks a lot. My brother, Mr. Infinity. Appreciate the super chat, brother. Y'all go check out Mr. Infinity on on Instagram. The brother has a superior gym down in the Tampa area, Clearwater area. Appreciate it, homie. God talk. But think about that. Do you think he will be choosing a woman that's doing the bust it down challenge? You know what I'm saying? What I'm getting at, guys, is that the way we've been choosing our women, look at this over there, is the way of the lower vibrating 99% of men, right? See, the thing is, we've gone away from bringing in women as helpmates, and what we're bringing in is trophy wives, right? And I'm telling you, in 2021, I've been saying this all year, there is no room to have a trophy wife in your life, right? There's absolutely no room. And when I say trophy wife, I'm strictly talking about a woman that's there to look good, and to just be looking fabulous all day on your shoulder, right? The last handful of years, I don't know, for 20, 30, 40, that was a thing. But the way the world is operating now, man, it's like there's no room for that. And I'm telling you, brothers, the reason that most brothers are seeing problems with women is because we're choosing like the lower vibrating men, the lower 99% of men. I'm telling you, man, I can clearly remember, and I still have some videos up. I deleted some, but I still have some videos up where I would get up and I would say, well, man, women aren't doing this. Women aren't doing this. They aren't behaving the right way. They aren't. I'm telling you, brothers, once you step into your purpose, once you start walking like a God, once you start walking in the image of the source from which we came, brother, I'm telling you, all those problems are gone. All those problems are gone. Big homie, appreciate that super chat, brother. Got to catch up soon, bro. Let's check this out, brothers. This right here says, therefore a man shall leave his father and mother and hold fast to his wife, and they shall become one flesh. Genesis 2:24. Now tell me this. How can you and a woman become one flesh if you out grinding every day? You know what I'm saying? You out, whether you're going to work every day, whether you got your own side hustle, whatever you're doing, you're grinding all day, but your woman is on TikTok all day, right? How can you become one flesh when you out trying to make ends meet? You're trying to start a new business. You're trying to look at information on starting, investing in stocks, but your woman is at home posting booty cheeks on the gram all day. You can't become one. How can you become one if you're trying to build generational wealth and all your chick knows is watching YouTube videos every day, watching nonsense all day? You have to become one. You can't be one. You can't be on one frequency, guys, if you're not moving like that. I watched a video. I watched a video by Brother Elliot Host the other day, man, and I can't think of the name of it. It was on. I saw it on Instagram, and the brother was just talking about like his situation, his marriage, right? And he was talking about a woman with purpose, and I was thinking about that, man. And the thing is, a lot of the topics we have today, when we're talking about, a woman is going to take your money and a woman's going to do this, that stuff is true. Those are facts. But when I really thought about it, when a man moves in his Godship, when a man moves with purpose, when a man selects a woman like the 1%, that problem is gone. That problem is gone. Brother Elliot was talking about, I got my business, and it's my business, but my wife, she's doing the back work. She's setting up the appointment. She's managing the book. She's doing that. In other words, the thing that I'm seeing in most relationships nowadays is that women aren't vested. See, the thing is, what men are wanting nowadays is cheerleaders instead of teammates. Men are wanting cheerleaders instead of teammates. And there's a huge difference, because this is the difference. This is the difference. A cheerleader is going to want to look good on the sideline. She's making all the noise. Yeah, my man is doing this. He's winning. He's looking good. He's getting the bag. He's doing all this stuff. But the thing about a cheerleader, Soon as you have a bad season, she's out. She has no skin in the game. You know what I'm saying? She has absolutely no skin in the game, whereas a teammate is elbow to elbow with you, right? And I'm telling you, most brothers are looking for cheerleaders nowadays instead of teammates. But the thing is this is what I noticed about a lot of men. This is what I noticed about myself back in the days. A lot of men aren't ready for teammates. Because see, a lot of brothers, a lot of us, let me be clear when I'm talking about brothers, I'm talking about myself too included. Well, a lot of brothers, when we think about the submissive woman, you know what I'm saying? We automatically think, oh, this is a woman that, she's on my team, she's cheering me on, but she's on the back burner. Like she needs to be submissive. She needs to be whatever, but that's not what a teammate is, man. Let's think about sports for a second. Let's think about basketball. Now, what basketball player do you know that will want a woman on his team, and he's out there dropping the ball. He's out there messing up. And he comes back, he sits on the bench taking a break, and his teammate is just sitting there like, good job. Like we're on top of this, right? That's not what a teammate does. A teammate is saying, hey, homie, you moving wrong, man. Like I saw you doing this. I saw you making this kind of move. Like you need to change that up. That's the kind of relationship you need to have with a woman that's on your team. That's a woman that's vested. I'm telling you this. If a woman doesn't have that type that demeanor, she's a cheerleader. She's not a team player. In other words, she's there while you're winning, but as soon as things go downhill, she's out, brother. She's out. If a woman is not elbow to elbow with you in the trenches, she's not vested, man. And I'm telling you, when she's vested, it's a whole different ball game. Because you gotta understand when somebody's a teammate, when somebody is vested, they're there to help you grow that whole thing, right? In other words, if you win, they win. But if you lose, they losing right with you. So if a woman is not willing to put skin in the game, I'm telling you, brother, you're dealing with the wrong ones. The Black says, gotta see in the search for quality women to find real mothers for your children's sake with walking with a heart of gold. Facts. My man said, not the booty cheeks. But I'm telling you guys, we have to start moving different. We have to start, because see, the thing is this. We get on YouTube and we hear brothers complaining about certain things. And again, these things are facts. But the thing is, we've been doing it wrong, man. And I was thinking about this the other day. I was like, man, the law seems so crooked. We all understand the law seems so crooked. But these laws have been in place for a while. You know what I'm saying? I never heard my father talk about the laws and divorce and da. I never heard my grandfather talk about, the laws and women are doing this. And I'm like, why is this a new thing? I said, apparently we're doing something different than the men before us did. I said, apparently we're doing something different than the men before them did. And I'm telling you, man, this movement we're in, this culture is turning men into feminine moving men. For a man to get online and complain and whine, to be honest, about anything, it's unbecoming of a man. It's unbecoming of a man. And again, my boy Alexander said, stop pursuing women, period. That goes back to what I'm saying. This is the thing. And I'm glad you said that, brother. He said, stop pursuing women, period, which is facts. I mean, we know you shouldn't be pursuing women, but the thing is this. That goes back to saying, we need to get out of the mindset that women are a necessity. There are going to be some men that live their whole lives and do great things that will be single men. You know what I'm saying? And we can't say that is wrong. I'm talking about the brothers that are actually saying, you know what? At some point, there's going to be a woman in my life. I'm talking about these brothers. I'm saying if you're the type of brother saying, at some point in time, some woman is going to be in my life. I'm saying you can't be selecting women like the bottom tier of brothers are, man. And when I say selecting like the bottom tier of brothers, I'm strictly saying that brothers are going after the big boobs or the butts and let me tell you this, brother. The thing is this: most men go after the bad B's in hopes that they can convert her to a 1% women, 1% woman, right? What the real men, the 1% men, get the 1% women and convert them to bad bees. Because think about it, and y'all all know this. You can go on the ground right now. Pick your top 10 hotties on the ground, right? Take your top 10 hotties on the ground, dip them in a pool, put them in a sauna, put them in the shower. I'm telling you, once all this makeup comes off, once these lashes comes off, once these, contour jobs come off, you know what I'm saying? Once that lace front falls back, once that boob jobs fall down, I'm telling you, brothers, all women are pretty much, it pretty much levels that playing field. So if that's the case, don't focus on finding the baddest of chicks. Find you a 1% woman and make her a baddie. I mean, you see the conversions on IG all day, the women with the before and the after. Some of these women go from 10 to 2s. You know what I'm saying? So, brothers, we have to start selecting like the upper echelon of men. My man said, F trophy wise, I get turned off by those type women. I'm telling you, man, there's nothing more unattractive than a woman that's purposeless. And I say purposeless because I don't want to knock a beautiful woman, but I'm talking about a woman that's not adding any value to a man, that has no, some women have no desire to add value to a man. And these are the women that we're holding up high. Why do I say we're holding them up high? Because you can have a woman on the gram saying, you know what, this is what I offer. I'm bad. I'm I ain't cooking and cleaning like Cardi. And these are the women with the several millions of followers. These are the women that the brothers are on the thread saying, I'll drink your bath water. I do all this stuff. And it's like, brothers, it's like what happened to us, man? It's like, what happened to us? We have to do better, man. Again, I'll say that a man should be comfortable with living his whole life solo. He should be able to stand on his 2 feet and should be able to ride out till death. But in the event he's choosing a woman coming in, brother, I'm telling you, he has to move like the 1%. He has to move like the 1%. I mean, think about it. You can get online. Let me take this off, brother. You can get online and get on the gram, for example. You can get on the gram. Look at the women that are talking about, herbs and spices and growing a garden and all this stuff. They're holistic and all this stuff. Brothers are just like, whatever. That's cool. Think about the women that are, in the computer world. They're the bomb at Adobe and all these programs. These are the type women that can help you build a business. These are women that can come into your life and just multiply your finances. These are teammate type women. You know what I'm saying? The herbalistic, the holistic woman is a woman that can make you hit 100 years old. You out here eating fried foods every day. You bring a woman like that, and she's automatically an asset. Think about the women that have, that are often real estate. Women are often, trading stocks and just have certain knowledge that a lot of brothers don't have, right? These are women that can come in and be helpmates and can be tools to our success. But now, what do we want to do? We want to flood the pages of the purposeless women. And when I say purposeless women, I'm not throwing no shame on certain women that do certain things on the gram, but I'm talking about as far as coming into a man's life and adding value. Purposeless women, trophy wives, whatever you want to call it. These are the pages we flood. You know what I'm saying? Instead of getting a woman that can bring value, for some reason we are stuck on this OnlyFans vibrating type female, man. And I'm telling you, that's not how our fathers chose women. That's not how our grandfathers chose women. And I'm telling you, brothers, the reason we're having the problems we're having in 2021 is because we're choosing our women on the opposite end of the spectrum. We want the baddie. And that's why we are what we are. You know what I'm saying? But the thing is this. So you say if we're choosing women wrong, then how should we be moving? So again, it goes back to first man being able to stand on his own 2 feet, right? For some reason, I talk to a lot of guys And I say for some reason, I know the reasons because society has preached this. And I talk to a lot of guys that like their whole demeanor, right? Everything about them when they talk about or when they come to me and they're talking about women, they're talking about how a woman can and I'll say complete their lives, right? Because when they talk about a woman, it's not coming from the point of mind from the state of mind of a woman complimenting his life. It's a man talking about how he's coming up short on life and how a woman coming in can make him 100. You know what I'm saying? There's a thin line between that, but I'm telling you, there's the masses on one side of that. You know what I'm saying? A lot of guys think that when a woman comes into their life, they're like, all right, well, now this woman is coming to my life. Now I can get my dream car. Now I can buy a house. Now I can do all these financial things. You know what I'm saying? I'm telling you, brothers, when you get a woman in your life and it's based on her complimenting you financially or any kind of other way, that woman is going to be disgusted with you in a very short amount of time. Why is that? Because that woman is going to be aware that if she leaves you, you're back at square one. So now you're in a position where you need this woman. I'm telling you, that is unattractive to a man. If you're trying to hit your goals, hit your dreams, and buy a house and buy the Lambo or buy whatever you're trying to buy, you need to be that person already. You don't need to be trying to level up off a woman. Again, that's a female tendency, but I'm telling you, this is becoming more common. And there are a lot of things associated with that. You know what I'm saying? A lot of guys are just caught up in materialism and all this stuff. That's part of it. But I'm telling you guys, you have to be on your own 2 feet. When a woman comes into your life needs to be 100. It's like all your bills are paid, everything in the garage is yours, your stuff is right, everything is in order. Because I'm telling you. And again, I talked about we already have to be able to walk alone and stand on our own 2 feet and stay on that path. But this is the second part. The second part, the way to fix this is we have to find purpose. Because go back to this first one. It says, it is not good that man should be alone. I will make a helper fit for him. Now, when I read that, the first thing I think about is, well, if this is the thing, if a woman is coming to my life to be a helpmate, then what that tells me, I have to have something for her to help with. You know what I'm saying? Which means I have to find purpose first. Go back to one of my favorite books, The Alchemist. Young Santiago met him a 1% woman on his path, right? He was halfway on his path, met him a 1% woman. What did he say when he met her? She was like, hey, you know what? Let's do this. Let's settle down right here. You know, you got the bag. You got the woman now. Like let's do this. Santiago was like, no, like I can't do that. But because if I stop here, then this whole thing is pointless. If I stop here, this whole thing, you're purposeless to me. Until I find my purpose, then what do I even need you to come into my life for? You know what I'm saying? He said, what do I need you? So the brother had to go on his path. Once he found his destination, once he found his purpose in life, then he was like, now let's do the dang thing, right? It made me think about this, brother, before I moved here, my old neighbor, right? When you talk about purpose, because when you talk about purpose, you know, a lot of people automatically think, oh, well, you trying to, you know, you need to be going to be the next Bill Gates. You need to be the next Zuckerberg. You need to be an entrepreneur. You need to be all this stuff. Purpose doesn't necessarily mean you need to be trying to work solo and do your own thing. Every man's purpose is going to look different, right? My old neighbor, he worked at some plant not too far from that. But when he was off, I'm telling you, I used to hate crossing paths with him in the driveway, man, because he's going to call me over there. And all this brother talked about was Little League football. This was his passion. This was his purpose in life, enriching young men through the sport of football. That's all he knew, right? So he would always talk about the equipment he was getting, the teams and playing, all this stuff, right? But the thing about it is this. The beautiful thing about it is this. That was this man's purpose, right? Now when you see his wife, when his wife come to picture, She was doing all this stuff, man. She was organizing the, she was emailing the team. She was, ordering jerseys. She was, taking the money. She was making sure everybody was the right age. She was doing all this stuff. You know what I'm saying? In other words, she wasn't just sitting at home saying, "Go, baby." You know, man, she wasn't on the gram saying, "Yeah, look at my boo on Saturday mornings. Look at this team." No, she wasn't a cheerleader. She was vested. She was vested. I'm telling you guys, we have to start getting women that are vested. You know what I'm saying? So when a woman is vested, you got to think, when a man is talking about, "Oh, wow, I can lose half of my stuff to a woman." When a woman is vested, when a woman is the other half of that business, think about it. She's pretty much 40, 50, maybe even 60% of that income because she's putting in that work. You know what I'm saying? So it eliminates that whole conversation. But again, it goes back to the way we're choosing women. You choose you a 1% woman that's vested in your life, whatever you're doing, whether you're trying to start the next Facebook or whether you're coaching Little League football. If she's vested, brother, a lot of the stuff we complain about, it goes out the window. It goes out the window. Because you got to think about this. A woman is going to lose if you lose. It's a whole different ball game, man. It's a whole different ball game. But I say you got to work on your purpose first. When you get the purpose, you get the power. When you get the power, you get the women. But what is she adding to your purpose? Amen. And this is the thing. Like the brother said a second ago. The brother said he never pursue women. This is the thing. Once you find purpose, and once you start walking that path, I'm telling you, brothers, finding women, getting women, is the last thing you have to worry about. I'm going to say it again. Once you find your purpose and start moving in that direction, finding women, attracting women, finding a 1% women, finding any women, even if you're a guy that's saying, "You know what, man, I'm just trying to have my fun." Finding women in general is the last thing you have to worry about. The absolute last thing. And I guarantee you, a million guys on this comment can attest to that. Because you have to understand how women are made, man. So yeah, brother's right on point. You find your purpose, and everything falls into place, man. Reason the game says come into accordance with the one and only holistic temple. Pastor Tile. Holistic Temple. Y'all go follow Holistic Temple's channel, man. She's amazing content creator. Well, Brother Malachi says, "I don't really want the baddie. I want to grow instead. People will give you the space or they will leave. The right women will see you're chasing something else." Amen, brother. I'm telling you, man, baddies, and again, if you're in a place, and I know this is the thing, I know a lot of young men that are, between the ages of 18 and 30, when you guys are finding your purpose and moving and you're focused on the goal, right? Of course, if you're just like, "You know what, I'm trying to just, entertain women," and, maybe whether it's friendships or whatever you want to call it, then yeah, when you get on the ground, you're looking at the IG models, maybe. You know what I'm saying? You're looking at a woman, from a different point of view. I'm strictly talking about when men are talking about saying, "Okay, well, this is going to go somewhere else. This is going to go to another level." Whatever that level is, you have to be specific, because this is the thing. Either a woman is adding to you or she's taking away. There's absolutely no in between when it comes to that. A woman is either adding to you or taking away. So be aware of that. That's it, and that's at all times, guys. Brother Sean Oliver, Brother Sean O'Neill says, "Peace to immortal minds and chat." Appreciate that super chat, brother. Alex A, appreciate that super chat, $24.99. I really appreciate that, brother. Nisha says, "The man takes care of business and the woman takes care of her man." Amen. Now that's facts. That's facts. Now that can go many ways, because I know, of course you want a woman that can take care of her man, and that's a broad statement. But at the same time, you want a woman that's in your frequency. And this is the thing. This is the thing when it comes to selecting woman, the right woman. Let me give a shout out to brother Timothy Garnett, 1999. Appreciate that super chat, brother. Brother Timothy says you have to pay attention of what spirit she is moving in. Facts. Facts, brother. This is the thing. And I got this word from my sister Lisa, man. Her and I was chopping it up a while back about this conversation, right? And she used the word proximity. And I like that word. Brothers need to choose women in proximity. Because when you're talking about proximity, it kind of goes with what Brother Garnett said. Brother said you have to pay attention to what spirit she is moving in. In other words, you have to pay attention to how she's vibrating. And the most, I guess, common ways of understanding how she's vibrating is proximity. And what I mean by that is this. When I say proximity, I'm specifically talking about how far outside of yourself do you have to go to meet this type woman, right? In other words, if you're a brother and you're heavy in the church, let's say you go to church every Sunday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, like this is your life. You have dreams of being a preacher one day, like this is your life. You have absolutely, let me say not absolutely. There's no reason for you to be going to the club to find your woman, right? In other words, if you go to the club and you just hanging, that's one thing. But there's no reason, no way you should be in the club saying, you know what, let me be open to the women that I'm approaching, because that woman is pretty much not vibrating where you vibrating, right? If you're a man and you're into books and knowledge and research and going to certain kind of spiritual events and meditating and praying and all that stuff, there's no sense in you getting with the woman that's going to happy hour every single day. It's about proximity. And the thing brothers mess up with, and I've done it many times, man. I'll step so far outside of myself, outside of my norm. And as I open that spectrum up, of course, more women are in that circle now. And I'll bring a woman in that's really not vibrating where I'm vibrating, man. So as I shrink that circle, as I close that proximity, man, it fixes a lot of that, man. Because the last thing you want is a woman that's not vibrating where you vibrate. So a brother has to ask himself, how far am I going outside of myself to find a woman? Well, the Vino says, hit that like button. Appreciate that, brother. Victoria says, it's fun and exciting to help strategize with men about goals and plans, because we both learn. Men just have to at least have a goal and a vision. You're right. A goal, vision, purpose, that has to be in place before a woman even comes into the picture. But going back to what I said a while ago, I'm glad. Thanks for that, Sister Victoria. This is the thing. When a man gets with a woman, when a man and his woman are in a conversation, brother, you want that. You want that team atmosphere. You want your woman saying, babe, this, you're moving like this. Like, I noticed this, I noticed that. Now, this is the thing. Let me be clear. Let me be clear about something. At no point in time should there be any disrespect. Let's go back to a video I made a while back when I said I had a headbutt with my sergeant first class in the military. He was chewing me out for something I was doing wrong in the masses, and I just kept my mouth shut. We got behind, one-on-one behind doors, and I was like, Sergeant, like this is what the deal is. Like, this is jacked up. So at no point should a woman be disrespecting a man. But when you come off the field, when y'all at home and the man has been on the field, you should be like, your woman should be like, babe, like, I noticed you were doing this. Like man, like you could really capitalize on the back. You want that as a man. I don't want a woman that's just a cheerleader, man, because she's purposeless to me. I don't want a teammate. I don't want anybody in my circle, man, woman, child, anybody in my circle that's saying, you know what, you're doing good. If you're in my circle, I want criticism, because I want to be better. And I'm telling you, this is one thing I do. When I'm talking to a lady, whether we're just dating the first time, I will ask them questions to see if they feel comfortable of criticizing me about something. Because, brother, that is crucial to me. I'm gonna tell you why it's crucial to me. It's crucial to me because I understand how a woman can value a man. I understand it. It's nature, man. It's the law of nature. You give a woman something, man. She's built to multiply it. She's built to multiply you. You know what I'm saying? Once you understand, man, it goes back to. I'm telling you, it goes back to. I always talk about in the book Outwitting the Devil, Napoleon Hill, when he was talking to that entity, and he was like, "How did I get here? Like, how did I get in this position where my consciousness is so high? While I'm even having this conversation, I'm even having this understanding." He said one thing. He said it was because of your wife. It's because the woman in your life. It's because she's a woman of purpose. It's because she's not trying to be on the ground being the hottest thing. Not saying nothing wrong with women being sexy on the ground, but it's not saying her purpose is not to be shining for the world. Her purpose is to be pouring into you. And I'm telling you, brother, close to 1% of women are on that frequency. Close to 1% of women are saying, you know what, let me get a man and pour into him. You know what I'm saying? I'm telling you, there are some women that have solid careers, that are doing good and that are winning, that are doing wonderful things in their let me take this down, brother. In their careers. But they get with a man and they say, you know what, like the game plan, going forward is like at some point, like I'm not trying to work for corporate America, for the rest of my life. Like if I'm with you, if I'm married to you, then at some point, whatever you're doing, whether it's little league football, whether it's you're trying to start a whole new law firm, I'm trying to pour into that. And I'm telling you, brother, if your woman isn't on that, not saying a woman should just quit all she's doing, but if a woman isn't trying to pour into you, saying, whatever you got going, let me give you some of this God energy I have. If she's not on that, brother, she's taken away from you. She's taken away from you. And I know a lot of y'all women might say, you know what? Well, I done went to school, I done got mine, I went to HBCU, and then I'm doing this. Then you don't need a man. Let me say this. Not saying you don't need a man. A man doesn't need you. I'm telling you, if a man is going to bring a woman in his life, she has to be pouring into. That's the check and balance. That's the check and balance of relationships. You know what I'm saying? Because this is what happens when two people realize that, hey, you know what? When a man says, damn, I'm stronger in life because of you. When a woman that says, you know what? I can strong woman and I can be like a man, or I can just sit in my nature and pour into you. You know what I'm saying? When they realize that and they become one flesh, one frequency, like it says, brother, all that stuff about divorce and all that stuff, it slowly goes out of the window because they understand that they depend on each other now. It's like, yeah, I can bounce. He said, a man can say, yeah, I can dip and get me another woman. But man, like it ain't no woman that's pouring into me like that. Like it's 1% of y'all. And a woman can say the same thing. Yeah, I can go out and finish my degree and do it. But I don't have anything to pour into. Like we can multiply together. I'm telling you, and I'm talking to a very small percentage of relationships. Brother Mario Scott, appreciate that super chat, brother. One sec. Yeah, appreciate that super chat, brother. I'll get two at easy for that one. Brother Mario says, just appreciate you keeping my mind straight in the past. Thought I was crazy with the way I was thinking. Well, sorry, the way I was seeing and thinking. Glad to feel comfortable on my path. Amen to that, brother. Amen to that. The thing is this, man. We need to have more conversations like this, man, because all of us on some level are still in the trance. Like I said the other day, man, I look back at the videos I was making, just about 2-3 years ago, and I was like who in the hell was I? Like what was I talking about? Like that was so unbecoming of a man. To get online, all it took, man, is just gaining understanding. Because in my mind, I was like, something has to be wrong. Like the world is jacked up, but the way things are with men and women, like there has to be something. There has to be something I'm missing. I'm missing something. And what that something was just me stepping into my purpose. What it was just me stepping into my masculinity. It's nothing outside of that. There are no bells and whistles and super tricks and there's no dollar amount. Women talk about this 6-figure man. It's a BS theory. The 6-figure man that has to be had is a BS theory. If a man comes in his masculinity, all that stuff melts away. I'm telling you this. A woman would much rather have a masculine man on his purpose than the guy pulling up in the $300,000 car without it. But because a man that's not on his purpose, there's no role for her. You know what I'm saying? She's like, well, if you're not on that path, if you're not in your masculinity, then what does that do for me? Because if you're not on that path, for one, I have nothing to pour into, right? If you're not in your masculinity, then what does that mean for me? That means I have to be in it. You know what I'm saying? Because I said it before, even the single man is splitting down the middle, his femininity and masculinity. He has to. You can agree with it if you want to. He has to, because everything that's living on this planet has to find balance. So when a man is single, there's nothing wrong with that. He has to be both feminine and masculine. You know what I'm saying? A woman is single, both feminine and masculine. But when they get together, now a man can be, he can step into it. He don't have to worry about that because a woman has that balance. You know what I'm saying? And vice versa. So a man is not on his purpose. A man that's not in his masculinity serves a woman no purpose. You know what I'm saying? It goes both ways, man. But the Dream of Music says, so what comes to mind immediately is those bodega corner stores. Wife working alone, side her husband. Sometimes they even have the kids involved. Always beautiful to watch. Amen, brother. And it goes back to that video I was speaking about just a second ago. The video I was watching a few days ago, my brother Elliot on IG. And he was saying that. He was like, it was a good video. I wish I had a link to it. Y'all just go check it out on IG. He was saying, this is what the brother said. He said, I can't imagine. He said, I can't imagine my wife calling some man boss and I'm her husband. In other words, what he was saying is, I can't imagine my wife in some way, shape, form, or fashion submitting to another man. He said, even on top of that, he said, I can't even imagine going to some type of event, having to shake hands and meet the guy she's submitting to, right? And I know a lot of us get in relationships and a woman is doing and a man is doing his own thing. But at some point, your role as a man needs to say, you know what? Going down the road, that we need to be starting something. Not even that. You need to have your purpose, and you need to be able to employ your wife. You know what I'm saying? You need to be able to employ your children. That's how you build generational wealth. See, the thing is this, man, we have to get back to the old school. See, this seems like, we look at this now and say, you know what, people building generational wealth, people being entrepreneurs, people starting their own business and their families are working this. This sounds like some new concept only for the millionaires. This used to be life. You know what I'm saying? Think way back before the internet. Think way back before industrial. I'm talking about way back. Again, going back to the time where men raised their sons to master their craft. You want to be a steel worker? Let's master your craft in your teenage years. When you're a man, then get out there and start your steel business. You want to be a farmer? Then let's learn about seeds. Let's learn about tilling the soil. When you're a grown man, then get out there and you be a farmer. You produce food for the village, for the city. And the man that did that thing, he said, you know what? Well, if I'm going to have a woman, like I don't need a woman at this point. I'm good. Like I'm building my life. I'm building my money. I'm doing everything right. But if I'm going to bring a helpmate in, then she needs to be, team what I'm doing, or she's purposeless. I mean, you can understand it when you go way back in your mind. It seems hard now, but when you go way back to before women were stunting on the gram, think about the man. Think about the man that was looking for the purposeful woman, right? She had to be on board with whatever he was doing. He wasn't looking at how thick those thighs were. He wasn't looking at the don'ts. He wasn't like, oh damn, her eyelash is too short. Her lace front crooked. He was like, does this woman add value to me? Is this woman going to multiply my life? Is this woman going to be good at raising my children so we can all have a family business and build generational wealth? That's why we have guys that are losing half in divorce court. That's why we have guys with women that are cheating on them. You get a woman occupied. You get a woman working all day. You get a woman looking at the books all day and making sure the inventory is right. She has no time for all that. We said on the last live, an idle mind is the devil's workshop. That's the problem. A lot of you guys want to get these 6 and 7 and 8 figure jobs and have these beauty queens at home. How do you think that's going to pan off? Think about that. It's almost hard to avoid. Think about this bad chick, this beautiful chick you got sitting at home. You all grinding 16 hours a day. What is she doing? Like what do you want her to be doing? If she's not making sure you taking care, if she's not making sure you taking her business, she's not watching the inventory, she's not taking care of the kids, she's not doing all these things. What do you think she's gonna do? She's gonna get bored and step out. Hands down. Hands down. It's gonna even be a challenge for the best of the best women not to do that, guys. So we have to think about how we're just bringing women on the team, man. We're doing it wrong. We're doing it wrong. Appreciate that super chat, brother Nasi Wapo. Brother Nasi says, how would a man come into his masculinity? I was raised by my mother without too many male influences. You know what? This is the thing. Because when I think about my age group, you know, I'm 44 years old. When I think about when I was coming up through teens, it was slowly becoming like divorce. Divorce was rare. I can remember in my whole neighborhood when one of my best friends growing up, when his parents first said they were getting divorced, it was like it affected everybody. It affected the whole hood. It was like a divorce. Like, oh, you know, people do that, you know. So before that, all I knew was that everybody in their homes had the mother and the father, right? But when you fast forward to today, most kids today, it's rare to find a child that has the biological mother and biological father in the house. It's rare. I mean, we should be embarrassed as a society. It's so rare, right? So what you have is a lot of young men that are being raised by their mothers. You know what I'm saying? And the thing is, man, it's a challenge because I know some women, man, that are single parents and are some good mothers, solid mothers, man. And there's still so many elements that they can't give a man, because you can't give a man what you don't have. You can't give a man what you don't have. But what I would suggest to you, brother, like, it's an epidemic. It's an epidemic. The good thing is technology is in place. The good thing is YouTube exists. The good thing is that there are a lot of men in society that are aware of this problem, and they're making content for guys specifically like you, man. You know what I'm saying? Because they understand that there is a problem, man. So all I would say, man, is try your best to attach to, you know, a small handful of influencers that you feel vibrate with you. Try to attach to you know, some uncles if you have it. And I'm telling you, try to attach to just men in general. If you see men in your hood, I'm not sure how old you are yet, brother, but if you're still young, 19, 20, and you see men in the hood outside, you know, mowing the yard, working on cars, I'm telling you, any brother that's an upstanding brother would love for you to come over there and just chop it up with him, man. Love it. I go outside sometimes and mess around the garage, and a youngster across the street, he ain't but probably 8, 9 years old. He'll say a few words to me, man, and I welcome that. Even if we just talking for 30, 45 seconds, I welcome that, man. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, that's a problem. And the only way to mitigate that, brother, is just seek men that are, you know, that you can learn from. I can tell you my experience. You know, like I lost my father at 12, 13 years old. And even though I had some strong uncles in my life. Even though I had strong uncles, there was limited time I could tap into that source. You know what I'm saying? And I can remember when I was 21 and I went to 20, how old I was when I went to the military. Brother, it was almost like I was learning life for the first time. I was exposed to men. I was in an enclosed room with men, you know, that had been raised by their fathers, man. And it was just like I was a sponge. Man. I was learning how to move like a man and do certain things and work on cars, you know. So all I can say, brother, is try to attach yourself to men that vibrate like the men you want to be. You know what I'm saying? Appreciate that super chat, brother. Your brother Logan said that's why you have to be in the right place before you bring a woman on. Brother, I'm telling you, you said a mouthful. And of course, a man never finishes elevating. He never finishes elevating. I mean, until the day you die, you need to be elevating on some level, whether it's financially, whether it's spiritual, whether it's whatever. Elevation. But until you get to that point where you're standing on your own, until you get into like Brother Logan said, that right place, brother, you don't need to be bringing a woman on your team. It's only going to hinder you, man. And the thing is, you're going to meet some solid women en route to that. You're going to meet some solid women. You might meet some 5% women. You might meet a 1% woman on your path to reaching your goals and reaching your purpose. But you got to be like Brother Santiago in the Algons, man. You got to say, you know what? Like stay here. Like we good. Like it's going to be us. But I have to finish this mission first. Mission over everything, brothers. Mission. I don't care if you find a 1%. I don't care if you find a Mother Teresa reincarnated. Mission over everything. Everything. Because without that mission, you have no point of living. If you have no mission, you have no point of living. The Bible says the man that lost his salt is, well, I'm jacking it up. But the man that's lost his savor, his salt, whatever, he's purposeless. He might as well be cast out. So the moment you get to the point where he's like, you know, I gotta have this woman before I get to my goal, brother, you've pretty much ended your life. A man that's lost his drive for his purpose, he's lost his savor. It's no longer valuable to the earth. That's gospel. Appreciate that, Brother Logan. Brother says, Tom Lee says, feminism has really hurt the core family unit, and many men have lost their ability to effectively lead their family. You know what? I agree with that. I agree with that. But at some point in time, we're going to have to reverse that. In other words, at some point in time, we're going to have to go against the status quo. In other words, some point in time, we're going to have to be we're going to have to be able to say the things, be willing to do the things, and be willing to just act as men, even though it goes against the grain. That's the only way to fix it. Because like you said, we've been programmed. You listen to your radio, you watch your TV, man, I'm telling you, you watch television shows, and I can't really say about now because I haven't just really got any kind of, deep in any kind of series. But when I think about the shows that I used to watch, like the Married with Children with Al Bundy back in the days and all those shows, think about how they portrayed men in those shows. Men were the weak link. Men were the submissive type to the women. Men were submissive to the children. And I'm telling you, a group of my peers, my age group, we grew up seeing that stuff for 10, 15 years. Now we're stepping out into the world getting married, and we think this is life. We think this is life. Now you got the young guys coming up behind us, our children, our nephews, and they're seeing us move like this. And they're like, oh, this is life. So now we've concreted this thing, man. It's like your brother said, feminism has hurt the core on several levels. Appreciate that, Brother Tom. But at some point, we as men got to say, you know what? Okay, this goes against the norm. This goes against society. But you know what? We're done with that. We have to start changing this back up. It's a must. I became a woodworker about 1.5 years ago, says Logan. Crazy, the path, learning a skill will lay it out in front of you. You can get straight to work on your business if you want your craft. Facts. Find that purpose, man. And the thing is this, especially with today's internet, there's nothing that a man can be interested in. There's nothing that he can have a passion about that won't pay him. You can get on Instagram. I mean, you can get on YouTube and find the smallest thing. You can find people looking at anything and have 1 million subs because they're passionate about it, because they're, it's their purpose. So man, find your purpose, man. And I'm not saying that every man should be, that should leave a job, but you have to have some kind of purpose, especially if you're talking about bringing a woman in. Because think about this. If you're just getting up every day, if you're waking up at 9 o'clock every day, clocking in, clocking out at 5, going home, making you a small meal, getting on the PlayStation, watching your little Netflix, and going to bed. To be honest, you don't need to have a woman in your life like the long way. If you want to get you some of these baddies on the gram and y'all come over, just hang out on the weekend, then that's how you need to move. You know what I'm saying? To be honest, a man without some kind of purpose, a man that doesn't need some kind of helpmate, don't bring some woman in, brother. It's really a waste of your time, man. And again, it goes back to saying that every man doesn't need some woman in his life. All I'm saying that if you're gonna go that route, you need to choose, you need to move like the 1% of men. Let's think about, let's go to somebody we can all associate with, right? Let's think about Beyonce. Let's think about Jay-Z. Let's think about that whole relationship. Now, can you see how they actually complement each other? Can you see how they actually can depend on each other? Yes, they're both worth what, $500,000 a piece, right? But they're worth $1 billion together. They make more money together because they're moving on the same frequency, right? Yeah, Jay-Z could book a concert and make several millions. Yeah, Beyonce could do the same thing. But together, man, they're one unit. They're one flesh. Now they're building a family going toward a legacy. Going toward, his kids don't have to, think about, oh, I need to go to this school and work for this company. They're working for the family business. That's a model of how things should move, man. And not saying they don't have problems, cheating and whatever they have, but I'm just saying as an example of two people complementing each other. You know what I'm saying? It just works. Rosebud said, nothing like a manly man, for real. Tired of these diva men. And there are a lot of diva men out there. I don't know if some of them were trained in the household. But the thing is this. And when I talk about God, when I talk about walking in our Godship, when I talk about moving as a God, all I'm talking about is moving in our purpose, moving as our Creator made us to move. We have to have the mindsets that we're quarterbacking this whole thing. You know what I'm saying? For us as men to complain about anything on this planet is moving in feminine energy. I'm going to say that again. For us as men to complain about one iota of things happening on this planet is us moving in our feminine energy. When you talk about the inner core of a woman, she doesn't want to be around a woman like that. I'm around a man like that. You know what I'm saying? Because he's moving unbecoming of a man. So like Sister Rosebud said, nothing like a manly man, for real. I'm tired of these diva men. Christian Jones said, brother, much love, brother. Speaking of vibration. Dudes Western wear. I appreciate that super chat, brother. Again, and I'm not going to keep it long. I know it's Sunday night. We better wrap up. All I'm saying is this. As men, we have to move different. We have to move different. And specifically right now, I'm talking about the way we move with women. Because this is the thing, and this is why I brought this up. If you get on Instagram, I mean, if you get on YouTube, when you look at the videos with the large number of views, when you get to look at the channels with the large number of followers, it's mainly, and I'm talking about men and women, it's about women who talk about men and women who talk about relationships a lot, which means that's a hot topic for us, right? And I'm telling you, on both sides, we're sitting there talking about problems we're having. Women are saying, oh, well, men are doing that, and men are acting like women, saying, well, women are doing this, and leave them alone forever. And I'm telling you, the way to fix this whole thing is not to even point the finger. All we have to do as men is walk in our masculinity. All we have to do is walk like we're gods. Every problem we have is going away. And again, don't worry about this woman that's talking about, oh, well, I gotta have a I gotta have a 6-figure man. He gotta have all this stuff. Again, I call BS on it. But at the same time, I'll say this. At the same time, I'll say when a man is walking in that energy, At the same time, that man doesn't have to worry about money too long because his world is going to start doing a certain thing. You know what I'm saying? I'm telling you, it'll fix everything. And again, we have to learn to walk by ourselves. And again, proximity. How far do you got to go outside of yourself to even attract a certain type of woman? Brother Franklin says, hit the like button. I appreciate that, brother. Yeah, hit that like button, get the likes up for the algorithm. Brother Nick says, girls about to move in. Girls about to move in. Any advice? That's a heavy one, bro. And I'm sure there's a lot of variables around there. My thing is, and I'll say this. This is just me. This is just soul talking personally. The only way I could even think about a woman moving in with me, I would have to be looking at her the long way. Like if a woman is moving in with me, what I'm saying to the universe is that, like, okay, this is the woman I'm finna be with. Like I'm not saying we finna be walking down the aisle next week, but this is my person. Now, a lot of guys, and I have some buddies, man, that get with women. They're cute, they fine, they on the gram, they post all this stuff, and they baddies. They baddies. Next thing you know, man, they got a crib together. 6 months later, year later, he complaining. Oh man, she doing, you know. So all I would say, man, you know, as far as a girl moving in with you, like I wouldn't do it unless she's your person. Like, and when you're ready to say, you know what, I'm done entertaining all these other women. This is my person. If it ain't that, I wouldn't do it. And the thing is this, I'm glad you said that, brother, because the thing is this, a lot of brothers get pressured by those situations because what they're saying is, well, you know what? If Bay move in, Bay can get half this rent. If Bay move in, you know, shoot, we might can take a trip or something like that. Brother, you need to put yourself in a position where you're living the life you want to live solo. Like when you think about a woman coming to your life, if at any moment you're thinking about some kind of financial gain, brother, you're thinking on the wrong frequency, man. Your ducks need to be in order. You know what I'm saying? Now once a woman moves in, and whether, you know, because some women say, I ain't paying no bills. Some women believe in paying 50%. I believe that's per each household. But that shouldn't be based on your decision, brother. Your ducks have to be in a row. And there's a long trail behind them. If they're not in a row, I'm telling you, it's just a train wreck waiting to happen. But Elijah said, you don't miss with these live streams. Appreciate it, brother. I appreciate that. He said, women, Black Rain is on point. Black Rain says, women think submit is a bad word, especially in the African American, in the Black community, right? It is, like brother said, it's a bad word because what women think, and I think a lot of it is because over the years, women have been placed, you know, women have pursued manly pursuits. You know, they're trying to get to this, and they're trying to, you know, get the certain jobs, certain 6 figures, and build a house. And they're trying to do all these things. So they're moving like men. So think about this. I can understand when a woman is saying, dang, I done went to school for 4 years. I didn't got me a job. I done built my own house. I got the Benz in the garage. Now you want to tell me to submit? Now you want to tell me to what they're saying is, now you want to tell me to come out of my masculine energy? Because that's what they're saying. They're saying you want me to come out of my masculine energy. But I'm telling you this, brother, that conversation doesn't even need to be had. When a man comes in a woman's life, if he's in his masculine energy, he doesn't have to say anything. By default, she's going to fall to it and she's going to love it. She's going to say, you know what? This is what I've been wanting. Like, yeah, corporate America is good. The Benz is not, like, I built the life for myself, but it don't feel nothing like having a masculine man in my life. I'm telling you, this is what one, and the thing is, just like society has poisoned men, society has poisoned women the same way. Society has told women, like, no, you don't need no man. Get the bag, get the big purses, get the house, the car, the degree, get all this stuff. You don't need no man. And women be like, hey, I got it. This feels good. But as soon as they get a taste of a man that's quarterbacking life, a man comes in their life and they're like, hey, you know what? This is how we're moving. This is what we're doing. This is what the future looks like. This is how the game plan is laid out. They're like, oh snap, they clutching pearls. They clutching pearls, brother. They're like, this is what I've been wanting. I've been wanting a goddamn quarterback. I'm telling you, man, society has put the I'm telling you, society has put the okie doke on everybody. Sister Sandra says, when a man is walking in his masculinity, a woman will submit naturally. That's what I be trying to say. It's not even a conversation. It's like to even sit down with your woman and say, you know, hey, well, the one type of woman I prefer, a woman has to, brother, all you're doing is telling your woman that, you know what, I'm not the man you should be submitting to. Because a man in his masculinity doesn't even have to have that conversation. And I don't care if a woman is CEO of whatever. I don't care if she's made so much money. I don't care if she owns so many businesses. I'm telling you, no, I don't know a woman that craves that type of world more than she craves masculinity. And the reason I say that is because when a woman is in that feminine nature, she's herself. She can relax. I'm telling you, man, women aren't built to be in corporate America and retiring at 65. They aren't built for that, man. I'm telling you, man. And this is my thing. Women are good at it. I know women that are good in corporate America, but they're not built for that for the long haul. You know what I'm saying? It's not in their nature. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy, but it's facts, brother. Appreciate that, Devin or Devon. So you the truth. Appreciate that, DR. Gift said, could you explain how you went from a low vibration to a high one while being alone? I can tell you my experience, brother. And this is my thing. I can remember when I was married. You know, I was married for all those years, and I remember when I came out of marriage, you know, got divorced, and I was back on, you know, the block, you know, whatever you want to call it, right? I was in a low vibrational state at that point, but because you know the previous years of my life, I couldn't really be myself, which was the whole reason why, you know, my whole situation split up. But I couldn't be myself. So when I got out and I was a single man again, I was empty, man. I was empty. I was kind of just in the wind. So what I was doing, I can remember this, man. I remember after so much time had passed, I was trying to entertain women. Zero game. Women were I was pushing women back for some reason. Now looking back, I know why. Because for one, I was empty. I was looking for a woman to fill my cup. And I'm telling you, that's the most unattractive thing on the planet to a woman. A needy man that needs his cup filled, brother, women are disgusted with that. But answer your question, how did I go from low to high? So this is what I did. I realized I was vibrating low, right? So what I did is I stepped back and I said, man, I'm frustrated with the way this world works. Let me continue my voyage. Let me continue to find myself. So all I did was focus on myself. All I did for the first time in I don't know how many years, I became selfish, man. My time was for me reading certain books. My time was for me exercising. My time was for me, you know, taking trips to certain places. And what I found was I found my God self. I found my higher self. You know what I'm saying? If you see that picture behind me, man, and I'm gonna go into detail on that, on what that really means here in the next upcoming weeks, right? But that's a man's lower self and higher self. You know what I'm saying? I found self, brother. And this is what I noticed when I found self. I didn't have to do anything else. This world formed around me after that. You know what I'm saying? Like I even, you know, like I said, when a man walks that God path, when a man is in masculinity, when a man finds self, he doesn't have to do anything at that point, because one thing he realizes is that the world is responding to him. See, before I was responding to the world. You know, I was watching the news and the president was saying, oh, well, the economy is crap. I'm like, dang, I'm about to lose my job. You know, the world was saying, oh, well, it's finna be a war and so and things are going. I'm like, oh, snap. Now I gotta go run and buy all the toilet tissue. You know what I'm saying? That kind of move. When I understood that the world respond to me, brother, I became like my creator. You know what I'm saying? And the world formed around me. So if I can narrow down and answer your question, how I went from low to high, it's just finding yourself. It's just being selfish. Pursuing the things only you love. Spending your time however you want to spend it. If you want to read books, read books. If you want to go hiking, go hiking. If you want to be in nature, be in nature. Be selfish. Be selfish, man. That's how you find self. Seek higher levels of understanding. One thing you got to do is this. And if you watch The Path, if y'all haven't watched The Path, man, go to one of my videos, look at the link, get The Path. One of the most crucial points of The Path is this. When you're talking about finding your higher vibration, right? When you're talking about finding self, one of the most important things is this, brother. You have to be willing to burn bridges and burn boats, right? Because what you have to do is first identify what that frequency looks like. See, once you get to searching, at some point, you're going to see that frequency. You're going to feel that energy you want to be in. But then what you got to do is say, you know what? Let me itemize all the things that are keeping me from that, man. And I'm telling you, it's gonna consist of friends. It's gonna consist of some of these clubs you're going to. It's gonna consist of some of these things you pouring in the glass. It's gonna consist of some of these things you're rolling up. It's gonna consist of a lot of things, man. But you have to be willing to burn it, man. And that's when most people miss the bus. That point right there. Identifying a higher frequency. Oh, that's easy. You get on the gram, you see a few people posting good things. Oh, you're like, oh, okay, this is what this feels like. Oh, okay, I understand higher levels of knowledge. Now I can see it. But to move in it, it means you have to let that old stuff go, man. That's the hard part, brother. So that's how you move from a low to a high vibration, man. ADH me. So how does someone with self-esteem issues walk like a god? Just identifying, really just finding out who they are, which I get what you're saying. Because to know who you are is the opposite of having low self-esteem. It's just to do the research, man. Do the, in other words, instead of filling your mind with 2 Chainz or Guns N' Roses or whatever you listen to, instead of watching all these sitcoms, start pursuing it. Because see, the universe is responding to you. So once you start pursuing, once you say, you know what, I've been living my life like this, I have low self-esteem, this is what I feel about myself, I want to know more about me. That alone is the first step. What do? Let me start looking at YouTube channels that are talking about finding myself. Once you take that first step, on God, brother, the universe is going to respond to that. It's going to be, oh, you want to know who you are? Let me slide this on your YouTube playlist. You scroll up and down. It's about pursuit, man. It's about the intent. It's about the desire. Once you want to find self, once you want to walk in that God energy, one step toward it is all it takes. One step, and the universe is going to respond. You know what I'm saying? So that's how you do it. He says, how does someone with self-esteem issues walk like a god? Step into it, pursue it, desire it. One step is all it takes, brother. And the world is going to respond to you. I appreciate all the super chats. I appreciate all the likes. We got 385 people here, man. Let's at least get 385 likes. Says Leon says, so how do you recognize she does not have pure intentions, although it may appear she's doing all the right things? I can tell you that, brother. I can tell you that. And I don't know if it's just me or if it's every man, because I understand that I'm an empath. I understand that I'm very sensitive to energies. Like that's one of my superpowers. Other brothers got other superpowers, man. And I'm like, oh man, I wish I could move like this, brother. I wish I had that. But that's my superpower, energy, right? So for me, I can tell off the rip whether a woman's intentions are pure or not. I'll tell you how. With me, I can tell based strictly off my energy. I can go out. I can go out on a date with a woman. We can go out and have dinner. Drink a little coffee, whatever we do, and chop it up, right? Or say she wants to come over, man, and we watch a movie. You know what I'm saying? We watching a movie, popcorn, candy upstairs. We chilling. What I'm gonna notice very quick is how my energy feels. You know what I'm saying? Very quick, man. Like my energy is gonna get drained. And when I say my energy, I mean my thoughts, my everything is going down. You know what I'm saying? I've had women that I've dated. I'm telling you, real talk. I've had women in my life that when they were over here, I couldn't meditate, I couldn't read, I couldn't make no YouTube video, but because what I could feel was that energy pool. You know what I'm saying? And what that really goes back to is if a woman is complete. Now, for example, when I say that a man should be complete, a woman should be complete too. You don't want a woman coming into your life that's not complete, because a woman that's not complete is going to have to pull from your life force. So it's really not about her. You said pure intentions. It's not all about her intentions. It's all about if she's complete or not. Like, is she whole? Because a woman is not whole. It's getting ready to pull from you, man. And then so going back to intentions. It kind of goes back to what I said earlier too. And this is of course deeper into a relationship. If a woman is a cheerleader, or if a woman is she's vested, man, you could tell on her pure intentions, strictly based on how she roots you on. If she's not saying like, babe, you killing it, you doing this, but you know what, we can move better. Like if she is a consider herself part of your team, if she's not saying we can do better, or we gonna take the L, if she's just on the sideline watching you move how you move, what that means is when you winning, she cheering you on. But when you losing, she going to the next team, brother. So pure intentions comes down to if she's vested. What is she? Is she putting in that elbow work? When you say, babe, babe, I plan on getting this. I need to look up on some research up on XYZ. Your woman should be coming to you sometime on the next day saying, hey, you know what? I read this article on what you were talking about. What it says is da 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 da. That's a woman that's vested. She's showing some interest. She putting some elbow work in, man. If she's not doing that, brother, her intentions are she's just riding that wave, man. She's strictly riding that wave. I put my glasses on, bro. What brother David say? Brother DR said, I love when you said once a man learns how to create and manifest, this world becomes his playground. Although, about the alpha male being 95% proof. And like I said yesterday, man, like to live on this planet and not understand how and not understand really who you are. Because I can say understand how to manifest, but really it's just knowing who you are. It's boring. It's boring, man. I can remember clearly in my late 20s, clearly when I said, like, dang, dang, I got a job. Yeah, I got a good job. Yeah, life is good. I got a few toys in the garage. Yeah, I got this, paying taxes and government. I'm like, if this is life, if this is the whole shebang, if this is it, if this is why I came here, then man, my creator should have just left me where I was. Like this is not fun. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't know where I was before this, but it's better than this. And once I started moving toward, I know there's more than this. Kind of like the brother said earlier, if you low self-esteem, how do you move? Once I started moving toward it, the world started responding to me. And I was like, now I'm living. It's like now I'm living life. Knowing who I am, knowing what I'm capable of, brother, now I'm living, man. Until a man knows that stuff, he's a drone. He's a drone. I'm telling you, you're not living life, man. Appreciate that, brother DR. So yeah, to wrap this thing up, brothers, we've been going an hour and 25. I know we got to tuck the kids in and get ready for the work week. All we have to do as men, first know ourselves, right? But then we have to understand that the way we've been doing it is wrong. Because you got to think about it. Our fathers, we didn't hear our fathers get around in circles, and talk about, oh man, women ain't this. Like that conversation was had. Never did I hear my grandfather having that type of conversation. So we have to say, you know what? There's something we're doing. Like something this generation, this era of men is something we're doing different than them. Because they got respect out of their women, man. When I think about my mom and all the women in the neighborhood and all the women, in that group of women, all of them were respectful women. All of them were respectful of their husbands. When I think about my grandmother, hella submissive to my grandfather. They were a team. They didn't have a lot. Man, but they were one team and they were moving toward one mission. My grandfather was out getting the bag. My grandmother was holding the fort down. He didn't have to worry about none of that stuff. She was keeping the coins in order. She was keeping the food. Kids were in order. They were one unit. That's going away now. You have two people, a man and a woman, in one household, one flesh, going two different directions. That's the problem, man. That's the problem. Brother Guzman, appreciate the super chat, brother. Brother says, thanks as always. So, as a 33-year-old living at home, I do hope to one day inspire the world throughout my writings. It's about planting a seed. So mote it be, brother. So mote it be. Appreciate that super chat. I think all people should aspire to leave their mark on the world. Now we're not all gonna be Warren Buffett. We're not all gonna create Facebook. We're not all gonna reinvent the wheel, but we can leave our mark. If we can affect one person, that's gonna affect another person, that's gonna affect another 10 people, that's gonna affect another 10 people. Brother, we've left a solid mark on this world, man. So I think that has to be, at least us as men. I'm talking to us brothers now. That's how we have to move, man. Because my life now is like, I'm strictly thinking about what I'm going to leave on this planet. That's my focus, man. What I'm giving to this planet and what I'm leaving, man. Like I've had enough fun now where I can focus on, when I'm gone, man, how's my son's life going to be? What are people going to remember about soul? Like how can I affect one or two brothers before I leave this thing? You know what I'm saying? Brother says, at what age should a man get married if he doesn't feel ready and haven't even found the right woman yet? My thing is this: if a man is desiring marriage, first I think he needs to understand what marriage is. Because first, I think a lot of brothers want to get married, or they say they want to get married, and really they just want companionship. I think a lot of the reasons why marriages fail, is because a lot of people don't really understand what marriage is. And like the stuff I've been talking about for the last, hour, 27 minutes, it's kind of like what marriage is. Like if you aren't becoming one, moving one direction, one flesh, one all that stuff, if that's not the game plan, then at no age should a man get married. But to answer your question, brother, at what age should a man get married? I don't think there's an age. I think it's once a man finds his purpose and is moving in that direction. Some men find their purpose at 24, 25. You know what I'm saying? Some men don't find it till 40. You know what I'm saying? And if a man hasn't found it at 40, if a man hasn't found it at 50, I don't care if he meets a whole plethora of 5% or 1% women. He should get married because that marriage is not going to work. That woman is not going to have nothing to attach to. You know what I'm saying? So a man has to be in his purpose, on his purpose, walking that path for a woman to even properly attach to him. You know what I'm saying? Because what she wants to do is pour into something. You know what I'm saying? So, now I got married at 20 or 21, somewhere in there. And that was definitely too young for me. I was just starting life. I had just, not too long left the house, hadn't experienced the world, didn't even know what, my mission in life was. So that was too young. But as far as, the raw number, I don't think there's a certain age. I think that most men won't find that purpose until at least late 20s. But there are some men that find it before that. I know some young brothers I do one-on-ones with are hella sharp, man. Hella sharp. And they have women in their life and they have babies on the way. So yeah, I don't think there's Adelia T says, thanks for the gym, Soul. I'm really trying to retire at 40. I'm 36 now, so I can truly live in my purpose. I really want to help others. Corporate is not for me. Amen, sister. So mote it be. If you want to move in that energy, it already is. It already is. You know what I'm saying? And that's like I tell brothers all the time, you know, so sister, if you want to retire at 40 and you're 36, how does one do that? How does one do that? The way you do that is by moving like you would when you retire. In other words, when you say I want to retire at 40, whatever that energy is when you're 40, whatever that vibration is, wherever those thoughts are, you have to move in that energy now. It goes back to what Churchill said. The world is not, the world is not responding. We're not responding. I mean, the world is not responding to us. I mean, we're not responding to the world. The world is responding to us. So as soon as you move into that, matter of fact, by you saying I want to retire at 40, you're literally pushing it back 4 years. Because if you become that thing right now, you may be retiring at 37. You know what I'm saying? So why 40? If time doesn't exist in the spiritual world, why 40? I remember I said this is my goal. When I was 41, and when I first said, you know what, this is the way I'm finna go. I said by 50, I want to be done. I want to be able to step away from corporate America at 50 years old. So what did I do? I went to the energy I was gonna be at 50. You know what I'm saying? And I lived in that energy. I lived in that mindset. I made decisions based on that person that I would be at 50. Lo and behold, that the spiritual world don't understand that. All it knows is, hey, I'm putting this energy out. I know you said 50, but you're doing it now. You know what I'm saying? Lo and behold, come 42, come 43, I was like, whoa, like damn, like I thought I was gonna be 50, but I'm already getting in position because I was that person. So saying that, I know your goal is 40 and that's solid, but sister, moving that energy now, and I guarantee you at 37, you're gonna already start seeing your world change on God. And so I feel we as people should question ourselves in our life about what we truly love to do and go from there. I agree with that, brother. Because I think what a lot of people do is follow the passions of everybody else. One, you either follow the passions of your parents, the way they led you, or you follow the passions of the circle you're in. If you're limited to only a certain circle of people, certain mindset, then that's going to be what you're interested in. You got to separate yourself. You know what I'm saying? And find out what you love. I believe that, brother. Experience new things. Some people listen to the same trap music for their whole life. Some people go to the same vacation spot. It's like, I want to go to Jamaica every year. I want to go to Bahamas every year. Go somewhere else. Feel different energies, feel different vibrations. You know what I'm saying? See different people, see different cultures. You don't know what you'll love. You might mess around and move somewhere. Shout out to the brother SPK, man. That's the homie. He's traveling all over the world. But him in Cuba, but everywhere. Just by him stepping out of the box. Now that's what he does. He's a world traveler now, man. Shout out to that brother, man. Kara says, great topic. Hey, go follow these sisters' channel, Conversations with Kara and Danielle. Man, their channel is fire, man. It's two sisters that are talking about a lot of issues that us men talk about, and they kind of give an unbiased point of view from a woman. Fire channel. Go check those sisters out. Appreciate that, Kara. King Derek says, "Hey, Soul, I feel like I'm on repeat when it comes to women. Like I keep running into the same type women. You know what? I'm glad you said that, brother. Think about this. Let's think about what Einstein said. Brother Einstein said, if you do the same thing and you keep getting the same result, how do you say it? I'm gonna butcher it up. He said, if you're doing the same thing, you're getting the same results. To think anything else would happen would be insanity. I know I chopped it up, but I'll give what I'm saying. And I've been there, brother. I've been in stages where I say I could get with a woman, and it's like, dang, man, I'm getting the bottom of the barrel. And I go somewhere else, and a couple of months later, man, I meet another woman. I'm like, oh man, she fine, she bad, she cute, she smart, she that. A couple of weeks later, I'm like, dang, she vibrating on the same level. Another month or two passed, man. I meet a woman from a completely different part of the country. And it's like, oh man, I done found a real one. And next thing you know, I'm like, God dang, like she vibrating on the same level. Now, at some point in time, I'm gonna say one or two things. I'm gonna say the whole world of women is messed up. Don't talk to them. Or I'm gonna say there must be something wrong with soul, man. Like if I'm meeting women all over the place, and I'm getting the exact same result, that must mean I'm jacked up. So that's when I step back, man. And when I think about my past, that's when I step back and say, man, like all I'm doing is making videos talking about the 95% woman every day, every day, every day. I'm like, that's what I'm creating. I'm like, not only that's what I'm creating, I said, I must be a 95% man. You know what I'm saying? If all I'm getting 95% women, the proof is in the pudding. You know what I'm saying? So what you got to do, brother, is identify what it is in you. Step away for a minute. Identify what it is in you. You know, and that can be a wide range, but find what it is in you, man, and make that change. And I guarantee you, the women that come in your life will change. Change your energy, man. Change the women you hang around. If you hitting the strip clubs every night and you vibrating around a certain woman, you know, hit that library, man. Hit the Walmart, hit the Home Depot, I'm telling you, man, it's some bad, beautiful, smart women everywhere. It's not limited to happy hours and clubs, man. Just get out, because once you become attractive, like literally attractive as a man, women are drawn to you. So you can be the you can be the drive-through at the Mickey D's. You can, wherever you are, women are going to be drawn to you. So man, just change your vibration and let the rest do its thing, man. Sister Starfire says, I am 20 years old, no college, no future, and yet I have a boyfriend who still is pursuing me. I will be sending this video to him. So correct me if I'm wrong, sister. Correct me if I'm wrong, sister. And feel free. Let me leave this link. Let me leave this link right here. If anybody wants to come on and chat, I should have had this earlier. But correct me if I'm wrong, sister. What you're saying, it sounds like what it sounds like you're saying, sister, is like you love your man. Like you don't have any future yet. You have a boyfriend who's still pursuing you. It sounds like what you desire is for your man to be on his purpose first. Like it sounds like you care for him. You want to, be a part of his life. But really, like I said earlier, there's nothing for you to attach to as a woman. Because see, a lot of guys don't understand that a woman has a purpose. Like a woman just doesn't want to be a woman doesn't want to be a trophy wife. Very few women want to be that. Even the ones that want to be trophy wives, once they're exposed to a masculine man, once they're exposed to a man with his purpose, once they're exposed to a man that says, babe, this is what I got going on. This is how you can benefit me. Now they're like, you know what? Now I have purpose in life. Now I'm actually pouring into my man instead of just being some thick chick on the sideline. I'm telling you, a lot of women don't want that. The thing is, there are very few men that they can attach to. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, sister said she's gonna send it to a man. Yeah, I just added that link. Anybody wants to jump on and add a few words, feel free. What's that? But the gift says, I see how all of this relates to your video that you made about suffering. Facts, man. I appreciate that super chat too, brother. Crystal 167 says, so you're right about taking the first step. I spontaneously quit my crappy job last week. Unexpected money came. Got a job interview on Tuesday for the perfect position. Faith is powerful. I'm gonna tell you, man. Appreciate that super chat, sister. See, the thing is this: most people are scared to make that step, and I'm not even talking about making this ultimate leap, like I talked about a few weeks ago. I'm talking about most people are scared to even make that step, like one step toward their desires, and I'll tell you why. Because people, the first thing they think about is, when I make this step, what is the world going to say? I'm sure when Crystal quit her job, I'm sure somebody in her circle said, girl, bye. Girl, you tripping. Girl, you quitting your job, you did it. I'm telling you, that's why most people don't do it, because they say, you know what's going to happen when I start that YouTube channel? Man, what my next door neighbor going to say? What my partner's going to say? They're going to say, man, you got two subs, man, you tripping. What they going to say when I go and start that cleaning business? What they going to say when I start that trucking company? What they gonna say when I volunteer to coach this little league football team? They gonna say, man, you crazy, man. Get off the gas. Most people are scared to take that first step. What Crystal say? I spontaneously quit my crappy job last week. Unexpected. I'm sorry. Unexpected money came. Got a job interview on Tuesday for the perfect position. Faith is powerful. Faith is powerful. Congratulations on that new gig, sister. Moving in. I'm telling you, once you make that step, the universe responds to that. The universe is not gonna leave you hanging, man. The last 20 years of my life, I can attest to it. If I'd gone through one episode, I'll be like, I don't know. But the last 20 plus years of my life, brother, I've been standing on it. You know what I'm saying? What I'm speaking is what I know. The universe will not leave you hanging, but you got to trust it. You got to trust it, man. And we can talk about that all day. Let's see, Brother Logan. What's going on, Brother Logan?
Hey, how you doing tonight?
Man, life is good. How about yourself?
Good. I just had a story I had to share with you, man. So remember the other day when I
Feel
hopped
free, bro.
on and I had the waterfront park in front of me?
Yeah, I remember that.
Well, that's my lunch spot. So I take my lunch down there, eat by the water. And there's this guy I'd seen there a couple times when I'd been there for lunch. So I started talking to him a little bit. And we went straight on the deep end. We were straight into religion and the modern woman and all this. And he used these words. He told me about the virtuous woman just sitting there at the park and talking about the path. And he told me, I was asking where he's from. He said he's from up in St. Louis. And he said, you know what brought me down here? Divine intervention. And I was like, oh, man. Because that's exactly how my path is going, too. So we just related in this weird way. And it was about 30 feet away from where I hopped on your live stream the night before. So it was just
Nice,
like
man.
Weird.
The thing is, kind of like you, man. Like you said, you moved from Kentucky, didn't you?
Yeah.
I mean, sometimes, man, that voice will tell you to move a certain way. You got to be willing to step into it. You know, and sometimes that voice is going to go against the status quo, man. It's going to sound crazy to the world, but it's like, you know what? That's why some people win and some people don't, because some people recognize that voice and step into it and win as a result to it. Now here you are working in a place, man, that looks like paradise, brother. Down on that waterfront, man. That's a dream, man.
Yeah,
I appreciate that story, brother.
Yeah, I felt like I needed to share it with you, so I was glad you did this live stream tonight so I could hop on.
Yeah, appreciate that, brother, man. Feel free to jump on at any point in time.
Yeah, sounds good, man.
All right, bet, man. I'm gonna see what brother Gift Gab is talking about.
All right, get him on.
Brother Gift.
What's going on, young man?
Man, life is good. How's everything going, brother?
Man, I'm blessed beyond measure at this point.
Thanks.
Man, I appreciate your video. I'm also a fellow Cancer, so we both Cancer men at this point.
Team Cancer. So I already know how you vibrate, bro. We move different.
Yeah, we do, man. As a matter of fact, I was gonna speak on that because I've come such a long way within about a month. I got fired from my job on the 5th. And when I tell you it seemed like everything has started to line up, that's one reason why I asked you that question in the beginning about I can't remember exactly what I said. What did I say? I said move from a low vibration to a higher one.
Yeah.
Because when I got fired, I felt like I was in a low vibration, but it was some stuff in between why I got fired. And my intuition let me know I had to kick you out in order for you to actually move on your purpose because you were taking too long.
Facts.
And that's what got me to tuning in. I was like, man, I've been watching this dude for a while. Let me go and reach out to him, let him know how things been moving for me. So,
man, I appreciate it, brother. It's weird because that's what a lot of people don't understand. Like a lot of people will get the front end. Like a lot of people say, you know what, man? Like I know who I am now. I know that I can create my own world. So they'll create their own world, right? They'll create it. But the thing is, once that world comes to see them, then they're like, oh snap! Like it's here. Now it's time for me to make a move. And what people don't understand is like it's too late. Like you've made it. Like the universe is going to push you in it whether you want to or not. So when people start losing their job, I'm telling you, bro, I done lost 3 jobs over the last 15, 20 years that have changed my life. And I look back and I say this, and I was just telling a brother this other day. I said, man, when I look at layoffs, man, I said, I created a world, but if I wouldn't have got laid off, I said I would still be at that plant. I would still be at that company. I would still be in sales. I said, but the universe said, nope, you created this, so you got to go into it, man. So what a lot of people have to do is when those layoffs come or relationships break up, they got to say, you know what? I created this. Because you have to say, this is what people have to understand. They created everything, good or bad. So whatever comes, they have to say, you know what? I created this. Like say, so this must be part of the plan. Once you get out of that mindset and you say, you know what, the world is happening to me now. Like this is bad luck. Once you get in that mindset, you've thrown your power away. You've thrown your power away.
You know what else held me back too?
Yeah.
I had a rotation while I was working my job, and I had a rotation. And I'm telling you, when I lost my job, I mean, of course, you gotta tell women what's kind of going on in a sense without telling too much, like you're straight. But I noticed my rotation was holding me back too, because they all want one thing, which is your time. And I noticed the more time they wanted, the more time I didn't have my purpose as well. Then I'm draining myself, and man, it's that's why that's why I also mentioned in the chat. I was like, I noticed all I was living for was the honeymoon phase and the nostalgia. And then when that was over, I felt drained. I felt like I didn't have anything left for me. So when I cut off my rotation and I lost my job, it seemed like everything started going up.
I hope y'all brothers heard that. I hope y'all brothers heard that. Let me pause for a sec. Let me give a shout out to Brother Rob. Brother Rob, appreciate that super chat, brother. And I'm gonna answer that in a sec. I'm gonna come back to that, Brother Rob. But I hope y'all heard that brother say he had a rotation, right? And once he cut that rotation, like life started to change, because guys, you have to understand that there's a bucket of energy. Let's say that bucket is 100% of energy. Yeah, you can bring a woman in, right? Now, yeah, you can bring 1,000 women in, but you have to understand that these women are draining energy. Matter of fact, you have to be aware of bringing one woman in, because one woman can drain your energy. So when you bring a woman in, she has to be a team player. She has to be a reciprocator. If that woman is not pouring back into you, you're taking an L. Yeah, you might be winning in life. Some guy, you can have a rotation and still be winning in the eyes of society. You can still hit $1 million level. But what you have to understand is, if you didn't have that rotation, you would be at 10 billion. You have the law is the law. Nobody's immune to it. You know what I'm saying? The law is the law, man.
So I'm definitely co-signing to you. That's part of the reason I got on. But I'll let you get back to the show, man. I appreciate you.
Appreciate the call in, brother.
That's all good.
All right, take care, bro. Yeah, facts, man. I'm telling you, we can talk rotation all day. I'm telling you, if a woman is not pouring into you and you got a multiple, you're losing energy. You're losing energy. That brother said his life changed as soon as he cut that rotation off, man. I'm telling you, brother. Brother Rob, appreciate that super chat again, brother. Brother Rob says, how does an older man become high vibration if he has been low vibration his whole life? I took a divorce to see how I was living. I enjoy your videos, brother. Yeah, I just answered that question, brother. But just to sum it up without going into it long again, a man has to first identify what's bringing him down. A man has to understand that he's pouring his energy all over the place, and what he has to do is separate himself from everything. He has to follow his passion. He has to follow the things he loves. He has to become selfish. And when I was telling the other brother, like once you make that first step as far as becoming high vibrational, because high vibrational is different for everybody. You know what I'm saying? High vibrational for you might be, obtaining a certain knowledge, but once you start moving toward that thing that you desire, the universe will start responding to you. It'll start responding to you. But what I was telling the brother earlier, the main thing that keeps people from being high vibrational is burning those bridges and boats. In other words, once you start moving toward it, your old life is going to say, "No, brother. Like, Brother Rob, that ain't you. Like, come on back with us. Come on in the crab bucket with us." At that point is when you got to make a decision. Either you got to burn the boats and bridges, or you got to move into that thing, man. So it's as simple as that. It's as simple as moving in the things that you desire and love, and being selfish for once in your life. And that's hard for us as men. But thanks for that super chat, brother. Brother Malachi says, so could you please touch on signs and following intuition? Now, my thing is this, signs, I could talk about that. I can probably get a little sideways, but intuition, I could talk about that all day, man. Because my gut feeling, this is the thing, my gut feeling has never been wrong. Now, I can say this, do I always follow it? Nope. A lot of times I don't. At least in my younger years, I did. Now I'm getting to say, to the point where I can say, you know what? Even if I don't agree with it, I feel it in my gut. I'm moving this direction. But man, it's never been wrong. And that gut is just your higher self. That gut is that God. That gut is that other you, that higher movement of you. So when you think about doing a certain thing, like I'm finna go, and mess with these type of women, I'm finna go do these type activities. Your gut is saying, bro, like it's looking at you like, bro, like you know that's not the right move. So to me, intuition is everything. Intuition is our God-given compass in life. I can't even imagine what life would be like without it. You know what I'm saying? That's how we move. That's our governor. That's our compass. So intuition is everything, man. Brother said, that's the hardest part, letting go. Man, once you get past that, it's smooth sailing. Because you don't have anybody in your circle no more that says, you can't do that. Like, we don't move like that. Like people from our hood can't go and do that. People from this city don't do these type of things. Once you burn that old life, man, it's smooth sailing because now you're feeding yourself with your own ideals, man. Michael G, that's the homie out of Austin, man. Appreciate the super chat, brother. Y'all make sure y'all go check out Michael G's page, man. The brother is young. Michael G is young and hella creative, man. He's done a lot of work. His album coming together, and it's deep. Y'all check the brother out. Brother Michael G says, hey, brother, I just got a new job. I'm moving different. And now I'm seeing repeating numbers like crazy. What do they mean? Now I say this, Mike G. I'm no tarot reader. I'm no card reader, no number reader. But I have dove into why I would see certain numbers a lot. Sometimes I'll see, the fours. Sometimes I'll see the threes or the 11, man, for like days or weeks at a time. And what I would do when I see that, I'll just pull up a video or I'll Google a page and say, what does that mean, man? And it'll just say, like your angel numbers are, your ancestors are trying to get a message to you and all this stuff, so again, I'm no tarot, but I do believe that higher. This is my thing. I believe that the Most High, the Creator, whatever you want to call that, it is going to relay things to us by any means necessary. It might be a song we hear on the radio. It might be seeing 333 on the microwave every time you walk by. It might be seeing numbers in the morning and in the evening for several consecutive days. My thing is, I don't block anything out. I feel like my creator can communicate with me in 1,000,001 different ways. So that's what I do, Mike. When I see numbers like that repeating, I just Google it. I YouTube it. And look at 2 or 3 different videos saying, what does this mean? And that kind of give me an idea. And I say, you know what? Well, I'm kind of feeling that, man. Like I've been feeling that lately. So yeah. Appreciate the super chat, brother. Faith without works is dead, says the queen. And I was saying that the other day. I was like, if faith without works is dead, then what does that really say about work? You know what I'm saying? But because what a lot of people will do when they get spiritual, they can get over spiritual. You know what I'm saying? You can get too caught up in the 5D when you forget that we exist in the 3D. So you create that world, you have to put that elbow grease in. You have to do the work. I appreciate that, sister. Brother Rob says, hit that like. I second that motion, brother. And Rosebud says, don't forget to like after the live chat, y'all. Appreciate that, brother. We're gonna wrap this up in a second, man. I know it's getting late. We We got to tend to business. The other Ray J, appreciate that super chat, brother. Brother Ray J says, I've always seen the frequency as your life journey, especially as a God amongst men. Much blessings. Amen, brother. Brother says, I've always seen that frequency as your life journey. I agree with that, man. I agree with that. And I also think that frequency can be altered because that frequency isn't always good. I can think about times when my frequency wasn't good. Matter of fact, I can think of times when my frequency was good and I thought I was on this path forever, and my frequency came back down. So you dead on point. That frequency is your life journey, because when I was coming down, that was my projection. That's where I was going. But the good thing is we can change that frequency, man. Again, it goes back to burning the bridges that got us there and feeding ourselves with good stuff to get us back up. So you dead on, brother. I appreciate that, man. Appreciate that. Appreciate that. Why only black and white people take Greek oaths? Where are the Latin, Asian fraternity sororities? Greek thought leads our community. No disrespect, just asking. Huh? Interesting. I never thought about that. I don't know. I really don't know. Interesting. Maybe a cultural thing. You know, maybe Asian cultures are just so. Maybe they're against it. I don't know. That's an interesting question. So the chanter says, I believe people like having their eyes wide shut. You're on point with learning to read a person's energy. It's a must. And I think as people get older, Sister Chandra, it becomes easier. Because now I can just be in a room with somebody and I can say men and women. I can be in a room with brothers and I can say, you know what? Yeah, me and this brother, we chopping, we good. But this is not a brother that I would allow in my circle. And with me, it's funny because with me, it's like either you're in my circle or you completely out. Like there's no gray area. It's like either you're a brother that can come over here and stay here, or it's like, nah, brother, like we cool. It's like, and I'm not saying that's a good point. That's not a strong point of mine. I need to have more of a gray area. But it's so black and white with me, man. It's so black and white. I don't know. But the Timothy, appreciate that super chat, brother. But the TG says, thanks as always. So, did I read this? As a 33-year-old living at home, I do hope to one day inspire the world through my writings. It's about planting a seed. Yeah, I think I read that one earlier. Appreciate that, brother. Yep. I done got twisted up. But yeah, in a nutshell, guys, we're gonna go ahead and wrap this thing up. Make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you hit the subscribe if you haven't subscribed so you can catch these God talks. Make sure you hit the bell. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate all the likes. I appreciate all the super chats. At the end of the day, guys, let's just remember this. And I'm not going to go down this thing again. Let's just remember we have to level up as men. And it's not really leveling up. It's really just becoming who we are. It's really just stepping into who we are. You know what I'm saying? Because once we step into that, the world is going to respond to us. All the issues we're having, they're going to respond to us. All the women that are acting wild and doing all these things, they're doing that because we as men aren't walking in order. As soon as we get in order, we don't have to say anything. Women will just fall into that feminine role, and the world will start to balance back out again, man. I'm telling you. It's just about us becoming aware. It's just about us moving accordingly. So again, appreciate everything. It's your boy Soul Immortal, and I'm out.